What's up everyone, welcome back. So last time we spoke about what are succulents, and then we spoke about what are the different varieties of succulent, and these two videos are present in the playlist beginner's guide for growing succulents. So this is going to be the third video. Now this video topic was not mentioned, but I thought that this is equally important because the next topic was what are the different varieties that can be put together. But before that, there is a very important topic. We cannot skip this topic, and this is the soil mix, because 80 to 85% of the problem lies here, and that is the soil mix. A lot of people are not preparing the right kind of soil mix. Either they have a soil mix that is very compact or that tends to retain moisture. Both of these can kill your succulents or even rot your succulents, and this is something that I have seen over the years because I chat with a lot of people, and every other time I have seen that there is an issue with the soil mix, and this is extremely important. So over here I have two types of soil mix, as you can see. Now this darker soil mix that you see, this is also very loose, it is porous, it is well draining, but the only thing is that this soil mix tends to retain moisture, because this soil mix I use it for my foliage plants. This is a mix of garden soil, coco peat and sand, because every plant prefers loose, porous, well draining soil mix. I'm talking about terrestrial plants. Every plant prefers loose, porous and well-draining soil mix. Plants do not like to be sitting in soggy, wet soil. Slight moisture is needed for majority of our foliage plants. Hence we use coco peat. So you can see the soil is very loose. It is very porous. It's not sticky. The water drains out immediately, and it retains moisture because our foliage plants need moisture. So this is my foliage mix. It is dense, it's heavy, it retains moisture. Whereas this is my succulent soil mix, which is 80% of aquarium sand and 20% of filtered garden soil. You can see this soil is also loose, porous, well draining. The water tends to drain out quickly, but it does not retain moisture for a longer period of time. Because of that 20% of garden soil, the soil can stay moist for up to a day or probably 2 days, but on the third or the fourth day, the soil is completely bone dry, because succulents do not like to be sitting even in slight moisture for a longer period of time. So on the third day, my soil is completely dry. As you can see, the soil is loose, porous, well draining. It's very gritty because of the sand. There is some pumice, there is garden soil, there is a little bit of lava rocks. So you can see it is a perfect mix for our succulents. So that's the reason why we have to prepare a succulent soil mix. Now maybe, I'm not very sure, please don't quote me on this. This soil mix might work if you are in the mountains, or probably if you are from a very dry environment. Probably this soil mix might work, but especially if you are from a place wherein the humidity is very high, this soil mix is going to be quite dangerous for your succulent, because it is going to retain moisture for a longer period of time. Maybe your succulent is going to survive for maybe 2 months, 3 months or even 6 months, but later on it will start having issues. And I have seen this happening before, because when I initially started, I did not have much knowledge. I used to grow succulents in regular red soil, and they used to be rot every other week. So ever since I changed the soil mix, again, it did not happen overnight. It took a couple of years for me to actually get the right kind of soil mix, and today I don't have any issues with my succulents getting rotted because of overwatering. At times my succulents might get wet in the rain, but still they survive because the soil does not hold moisture. It tends to dry out quickly. But I'll give you an approximate measurement of how much I'm using each of the ingredients. The first one is the aquarium sand, which I'm using 2 parts, or basically 2 cups. Now either you can go with aquarium sand or you can go with river sand, but if you're using river sand, ensure that you are filtering it. The second ingredient is the mountain soil, again, which is 2 parts or 2 cups. If you do not have mountain soil, you can go with lava rocks or decomposed granite. Now the third ingredient is pumice. Now this is optional. Either you can go with pumice or perlite. Here I'm using both 1 cup. 1 cup of pumice and 1 cup of perlite. But if you want to skip and use only pumice, then ensure that you're using 2 cups. The next ingredient that I'm using over here is just basic soil, which does not contain any compost or vermicompost. It is just normal soil, which I'm using half a cup. The last ingredient is activated charcoal. Activated charcoal basically tends to take out the toxins from the soil. It is around 1/4. Do not use too much of activated charcoal, otherwise the soil will become very alkaline. So we are just using 1/4 of the activated charcoal. It also tends to reduce pest and fungal attack in the soil as well. So this is the overall soil mix. Now I'm not very sure how many pots will this fill. I usually tend to make it in a large batch, but this was just a small batch that I wanted to prepare and show it to you guys. So at the end, after mixing everything, this is how the soil mix tends to look like. So this is a very important topic. You have to make a soil mix that is appropriate for the plant. This soil mix works for all of these succulents. It works for haworthias. It works for cacti as well, because I have been growing cacti in this soil mix itself and they have been doing quite well. This works really well for my foliage plants. I know I don't share foliage plant care videos on this channel, but I do have it on my foliage channel. So I usually tend to use this mix. So this was the most important thing. In our next video, we are going to be talking about the types of pots, the size of pot that can be used for succulents. I do not want to mix everything together. I want to keep one topic in one video so it can be easier to understand. So in this video, we have spoken about the soil mix. In our next video, we will talk about the pot size and the material of pot you can use in growing succulents. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.